Hi guys, welcome to Bioscope. Did you ever wonder how various organisms reproduce? Not every organism is capable of reproducing sexually. There are so many hidden surprises for you in this chapter. We will study different forms of reproduction in organisms. Let's have a look at them. So in this chapter, we will be able to study what is reproduction, what are the types of reproduction, and the types of reproduction in detail, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction in flowering plants, reproduction in human beings, that is we'll study male reproductive system and female reproductive system, and at last we will study the differences between sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Now let's study the definition of reproduction. It is defined as giving birth to new individuals of their own kind or new offsprings of their own kind. Why is reproduction so essential? We'll study that in detail now. Reproduction is essential for continuation of life on the earth. Reproduction carries genetic information or genetic characteristics of parents in the new individual or new offspring. Reproduction also introduces new variations. Now let's study what are the types of reproduction. So the types of reproduction include asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In this video, we will be studying asexual reproduction in detail. In the part 2, we will be studying sexual reproduction. So basically, asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction which do not involve the fusion of male and female gametes, and the offsprings which are produced or which are formed are from a single parent. So basically, in case of asexual reproduction, only a single parent is involved, not two parents. Asexual reproduction is a rapid method of multiplication, and there are various modes of asexual reproduction in this asexual reproduction, and those include fission, regeneration, budding, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. We'll be studying these modes of asexual reproduction in detail. First one, we'll study fission. Fission is a mode of asexual reproduction in which parent cell divides into two or more cells. So fission is nothing but division, which involves parent cell that divides or that fusses, meaning it divides into two or more cells. This fission can be of two types. Basically, this fission is divided into two types, that is binary fission and multiple fission. So what is binary fission? Binary fission is a type of asexual reproduction in which the parent cell divides into two equal halves. Binary meaning two. So two equal halves are produced. They are formed, and those two equal halves are called daughter cells that are identical to each other, and they are also identical to their parent cell. Examples of organism in which the binary fission of reproduction takes place are amoeba, bacteria, leishmania, etc. So here, as we can see in this picture, there is a binary fission in amoeba depicted, wherein parent amoeba undergoes several types of fission type of reproduction to form two identical daughter cells. Next one is multiple fission. Multiple fission meaning parent cell divides itself into many daughter cells. Multiple meaning more than two. So many daughter cells are produced from a single parent cell. And the organism in which the multiple fission type of asexual reproduction takes place is algae and plasmodium. We can see plasmodium, that is in which the asexual type of reproduction takes place in RBC in case of malaria. And the next type of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. It is also another mode of asexual reproduction wherein the parent body divides or it breaks down into many fragments or parts. Fragmentation is nothing but formation of fragments or parts of the body, and later each fragment or each part of the body develops into a new individual. And especially multicellular organisms like Spirogyra can reproduce by fragmentation. Here we can see in this picture wherein the whole body of Spirogyra undergoes fragmentation to form like fragment 1, fragment 2, fragment 3, wherein the fragment 1 grows into a new individual or a new offspring. Next type of asexual type of reproduction is the regeneration. Regeneration is a type of asexual reproduction in which an organism is capable of regrowing or regenerating certain body parts. So, it is carried out. This regeneration type of asexual reproduction is carried out by specialized cells, and these cells proliferate, meaning they develop and make large number of cells. Example include planaria. So, here in this picture we can see parent planaria which undergoes fragmentation first, meaning fragments of the planaria are formed, and then it will undergo regeneration type of asexual reproduction which will form a daughter planaria. So here we can see in this picture. Next type of asexual reproduction is budding. So budding is basically a type of asexual reproduction in which organisms like Hydra, here we can see Hydra is an organism which uses regenerative cells for reproduction, which leads to the formation of an outgrowth. Outgrowth meaning here it is a bud. So you can see bud over there. This bud will grow, meaning it will separate first and then it will grow as a new organism, and that is shown in this picture. Next type of asexual reproduction is vegetative propagation. The meaning vegetative is, the word vegetative is plant. So here plant will propagate. So let's study the definition now. Plants reproduce asexually through their vegetative parts, meaning their plant parts such as leaves, roots, stem or bud. It is faster than sexual reproduction in plants. So this vegetative propagation is faster than sexual reproduction in case of plants, not in case of human beings. So as we can see here, roots, we can take an example of roots, where roots of some plants develop into adventitious buds which grow to form new plants. We can take an example of sweet potato. Also we can see a stem. Plants like banana, ginger, turmeric and potato are grown through pieces of underground stems which were buds. So this is all about vegetative propagation. The next and the last is spore formation. Spore formation, the definition itself, the word itself says formation of spores. So how this spore formation takes place, we'll study now. The organisms which belong to algae and fungi group, they produce something like spores. And these spores are produced or they are formed within the sac-like structure called sporangium. So sporangium is present in the algae and fungi group of organisms which produce spores. And under the favorable condition, what happens is this sporangium bursts out to release some spores. So here we can see there is a sporangium which will at favorable condition this sporangium bursts out to release some spores which germinate to form new offspring. So basically the spores under favorable condition, they will form they will germinate into a new offspring. Example we can take as rhizophus. So this is all about asexual reproduction. Thank you.